Hey guys, good night, morning, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in. I greet you with the love of God. I'm sorry, I'm getting comfortable. uh, I'm just getting these words in real quick before I have to go back out. Okay, guys, God has been really just pouring so many words into me at once. Um, so I'm really just kind of taking it all in. So I'm probably going to be dropping a lot of words coming up between this week and next week. But this word is you are ripe, and kings and queens shall be drawn to your tree. Okay. And this reference actually came from God had me watching another word, and she said something that was so profound. She talked about the Queen of Sheba and how Solomon, because of his wisdom and the wisdom that God had given him, people were drawn to him. And the Queen of Sheba brought gifts, and testing his wisdom and different things of that sort, right? And he also brought up to me something that I had read previously that I never really paid attention to in the story of Esther. And it said that basically when it was her turn, that everybody was amazed by her beauty, that everybody was amazed at Esther. They were very impressed with her, and not just the king himself, but it was the people that were around her. They were in awe of her, right? And God began to take me through the different things in the Bible where even Daniel, who had so much favor, God had given him so much favor in, in the job that he performed, that he had excellence, right? And God was showing me how their trees were ripe, and their trees brought kings and even queens, Queen of Sheba, kings and queens to their tree, right? And God actually kind of let me see this like physically in my life, right? So where I work, like as you guys know, like I consult with business owners, and one of the major things that I've been seeing is these men don't even see what I look like, right? They don't see what I look like on a daily basis. All I have is just conversations, right? And even then, every time, like I'll find sometimes that these men would flirt or different things of that sort, and I'm just like, how can you flirt with somebody that you haven't seen, right? And a lot of the times, these men think they're attracted to you per se, right? But it's more so they're attracted to the God in you, the wisdom in you that's drawing them. God said, "Is if I be lifted up, then I will draw all men unto you," right? But they're not really being drawn unto you as a physical reference, right? Of course, God is using you as a vessel. They're drawn towards the vessel. But what's really drawing them is the Spirit of God that lives within you. So don't be surprised, guys. It's, which is also, you have to use wisdom too, right? Because we know that, um, it is God that's doing the drawing, right? So it has two things have to happen. You want to have to operate in humility, right? Because it's not you that they're being drawn to. They're being drawn to the God in you, right? And then secondly, my sister she watching that show on Netflix. Uh, yeah. Anyway, she got me on track. Focus. Okay, focus. It was a distraction. Okay. And long story short, a lot of these men will be men or women, right? They'll be drawn to the God in you. You'll find yourself ministering to people, or even just God will give you supernatural wisdom. Like there's times where God has given me supernatural wisdom to answers that I didn't necessarily know, but all of a sudden, like the wisdom would drop in my spirit, and it will be literally godly wisdom to pour into these business owners, right? And then some of these men, they'll be so great, like, "Oh, who are you? Like, where are you from? Where, I mean, bold with it, right? Bold with it. You have to shut some stuff down, right? You have to shut some stuff down for sure, especially if Yeah. But don't be surprised when you have people coming to you and they're just drawn to you. Like I said, like none of these people, they don't even see what I look like. And but it's just the presence that you bring with you into the workplace, the presence that you bring with you into whatever God has, whatever arena he has you in this time period. People will be drawn to you, even in your ministry, even, for certain words, people are drawn towards certain words, right? They're drawn to the Christ in you. And God wants you to know that your fruit is ripe. Even for wives and spouses, right? Your spouse, there's going to be something about you. Your spouse is going to be drawn to the fruit of your tree. Your spouse is going to be drawn to the fruit of your tree. When you look at Adam and Eve, when they first met, there was something about Eve that her fruit was ripe. And Adam was looking like, that fruit ripe, baby. That fruit is ripe. I want to bite. And it's not even in a sexual way, right? Yes, they were physically attracted to each other, right? But it was more so amen, baby. It was more so in the arena of spiritually. There was something like, I know this woman, right? I know this. There's something about this light. And what a lot of people don't even understand is that God says, before your mother, before you were formed in your mother's womb, I knew you. So our spirits naturally know God. That's why it says in the word of God that everybody will be without an excuse when Jesus comes back, because even even nature, I'm paraphrasing, even nature speaks of the glory of God, speaks of the presence of God, right? Even the king, I forgot his name, even the king who was given over to a reprobate mind, when he looked at the earth and looked all around him, this was a man that was out of his mind. He saw God, and once he saw God, his sanity was restored back to him. So that just goes to show you that in our spirits, even if a person doesn't necessarily know Jesus, in our spirits there's something that identifies with the presence of God, that identifies with his light, right? So naturally, when you meet somebody, or sometimes I meet other brothers and sisters in the faith that I'm consulting with, right? And I can feel the presence of God as we're talking, because there's something that identifies in each other. I can always tell almost when I'm talking to another child of God, because there's a light, there's a presence that they carry, right? Where I can identify, like, this is my brother in the faith, this is my sister in the faith. God will station you in certain positions to do his will, to do his work, right? So you're gonna have people that's like, why are you're so happy? I have people all the time like, why you're so full of joy? Like, I'm like, the joy of the Lord is my strength, right? They get you to a arena to be a testimony, right? So these people are going to be drawn to you. King Xerxes, it never said anything about the type of God that he worshipped, but you knew that he was a secular king, because why? You can tell by his advisors. He did not have a lot of Christian advisors, right? It talked about the type of advisors he had around him, particularly Haman, right? Haman. If you're a king that God, I mean, not saying that you can't have people under you that ain't right? But he had Haman under him, right? And God, I really believe that if he was worshiping God, that God would have shown him that. God showed David. God showed Solomon, right? God showed Joseph, right? God reveals things to his children, to people that are following after him, right? But yet and still, there was something in Esther, this light about Esther, this light even about Mordecai, right? That he put Mordecai ahead. He made him in charge after everything was said and done. He put Mordecai in charge of things in his kingdom. So it goes to show you that your fruit, your fruit is ripe. It's ripe, and people will be drawn to your tree. You're gonna find people that don't even know you being drawn to you. You're gonna find, even in this time of kingdom marriages, spouses being drawn to each other, like not even knowing why. Like, why is there something there with this person? I don't know this person like that. I don't even I might not even initially like, okay, this has been somebody else, like, okay, yeah, I'll go with, right? But it's just something that in your soul that identifies with that person, that identifies with their light, that identifies with what God has put in them. You're like, this is something familiar for me. This is something familiar for me, and I'm drawn to it. I'm drawn to it. So in this time, you're gonna see a lot of you, and then too, like you said, we're lights that are on lampstands, right? You don't cover the light up, so don't dim your light. You keep shining, you keep being who you are. And yes, with you shining your light, there's going to be the good and the bad that comes with it, right? You're going to have to guard your heart well and use wisdom, right? Because some of these people are going to come and say, ooh, that light, and they're going to want to possess that light, right? Talking into kingdom wives, like, especially if you know who your spouse is, or God has led you to wait concerning dating and different things of that sort. You're going to have to be careful, because there are going to be men that are going to come after you, and they're going to let it be known, like, oh, I want you. Like, they gonna let it be known, their intentions, and you're gonna have to, use wisdom, and of course, with the love of God, let people down easy. There's gonna be the light, along with the light is gonna come. You're gonna have to just use discernment and just be prayerful, because God will give you insight, and there's gonna be some people that God is drawing in, and there's gonna be some people that's drawn to the light, and they're trying to figure it out. They're gonna try to get close, and different things of that sort. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just you use wisdom on who should and should not have access to you, and we leave it there. But I love you guys, and congratulations on your right fruit. I'm excited about what God has for everybody this year, and I'll see you on the next word. Bye.